Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If there's anybody new today, we have a packet for you if you want to pick it up in the back after service. And if you'd like a tour of the grounds, we'd be happy to give you one after service, and we will be here by the bell. So just come find us. And we're going to open with the song by George Rogers.
I'm going to put on my guitar now. I've been kind of stuck on an artist named Very Cheap and Carpenter. But partly I chose this song because it's about miracles, and it's actually about Haley's Comet. She calls it Halley's Comet, so I'm going to do that too. But it's very, what I've been focused on is just noticing all the amazing things that are happening for us all the time. Not the least of which is each of us, you out there, you're a miracle. There's no reason you should stand up, you should think, you should say, hey, good morning, I'm conscious, how about you? No reason for that. It's a miracle, dear. Late one night, wind was still. Daddy brought the baby to the windowsill to see a bit of heaven streak across the sky. The one and only time that Daddy saw it fly. Came from the east just as bright as a torch. Neighbors held a party on their back porch. Daddy rocked the baby, Mama said amen. When Hallie came to Jackson back in 1910. Back then Jackson was a real small town. It's not every day a comet comes around. It's almost 80 years since the last time through. I bet your mama would have said amen too. Its tail stretched out like a stardust streak. The papers wrote about it every day for a week. You wonder where it's going and where it's been. When Hallie came to Jackson back in 1910. Now Daddy told the baby sleeping in his arms to dream a little dream of the comet's charm. He made a little wish as she slept so sound. 1986 that wish came to round. And it came from the east just as bright as a torch. Neighbors held a party on their porch. Heavenly sent as it was back then when Hallie came to visit in 1910. Well, it came from the east just as bright as a torch. She saw it sky on Daddy's porch, as heavenly sent as it was back then, when Hallie came to Jackson in 1910.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. So we have a special treat for you today. It's Practitioner Sunday, so the practitioners are running the show. So there you go. So I'm Christy Carr, and I want to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, where, if you can read this, I don't know if you can all see it, where we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. Okay, try that again. Where we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. That's much better, thank you. So the practitioners will be after service. We'll be here by the bell if you would like some treatment. Also, let's turn and wave to the camera as the children make their way to the door over there. And as we do, we'll sing the face of God. Beautiful. I love it when the kids show up. They're so special. So I'd like to invite you to silence your cell phones as I invite Judy up to do the announcements. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning. The announcements are, special announcement is that Reverend Sue will make a special announcement this morning regarding Jill Armando Ward. The used book sale ends today. Come make the most of this opportunity to find new books, CDs, or DVDs to inspire you. Understanding Your Grief, Part 1 of a 2-part class with Kathleen Patton, MS, LMFT, starts Wednesday, April 2nd from 11 to 12:30 p.m. Filled with compassion and hope, this class helps you understand and befriend your painful, complex thoughts and feelings after the death of someone you loved. Please note, this class is specifically for those who have lost a partner or a spouse. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Science of Mind class with Christy Carr starts Thursday, April 3rd, 6 to 8:30 p.m. In the 7 spiritual laws of success, you will learn simple yet powerful principles that can easily be applied to create success in all areas of your life. And then, Spiritual Music Jam, led by Shem Smith and Margot Francois, Friday, April 4th, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. The focus is on creating harmonies with our instruments to see what we discover as we center in the music. Come have fun and engage in a spiritual practice that transports us beyond words. And it sure does. It is a fun gathering, and we just never know. Each time we meet, it is a little different, but always joyful. Dance Church with Dawn Michaela, Saturday, April 5th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. The music will be your guide as you shake off the weight of the world. I'm ready to do that. Breathe deeply, expand your awareness, and surrender to the rhythm that has always lived within you. Spiritual Principles and Practice, Science of Mind class with Johanne Carreau, starts Tuesday, April 8th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Through this course, which offers spiritual practices and their methods that you can begin using now, you will begin to see results and changes in your life. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for changes. And so there was one more announcement about Rob's Lenten, and not lentils now. He's not offering lentils during this meditation. The Lenten meditation is moved from 7:30 to 8. Is that correct? Yes, okay. And one more reminder that our classes, which are also in your handout, your bulletin that you received, can also be picked up in the back that describes them in detail. So the flyer looks like this, and you can pick one up on your way out. And now, Reverend Sue.
Morning. Good to see everybody. So on March 17th, one of our longtime members and a dear friend of many of us, Jill Amando Ward, passed away. And it was sudden and sad. So we have been dealing with our grief, and it came to my attention, somebody said that we hadn't announced it here. So I know it's days and days later, but we do the best we can when it comes to these tender things that we have to share with one another, and we are a community. So I share with it now. The ceremony of her life will be April 26th at 2:30. That same day in the morning, something that Jill was very much invested in was the women's group, Sacred Sisters. She never missed a retreat. And so we already had a Sacred Sisters morning planned, but we're still going on with that on that day. And at the end of that, we'll be creating an altar for her services. So I invite the women to join us in that. It's a nice way to share some of your intentions and your love for our Jill. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sue. And now for the reading. You're already prepared to test the principle of oneness by allowing this life to flow through what you are and what you do. Things happen because of an immutable law, and you need not energize the essence of being. Its power is already supreme. By holding a thought, you do not add an inch to reality. but allow reality to manifest in what you do. Earnest Holmes, The Science of Mind.
Good morning, CSL Reading beloveds. Welcome to this beautiful Sunday morning. I am Rob Ward, practitioner, and I will be speaking the opening treatment this morning. I invite you now to please lower your gaze or close your eyes and go within and allow my words to be your words. Knowing there is only one power, one presence, one divine light, one divine love, always everywhere present. Knowing that this divine light and love, this positive, cosmic, universal energy is in, through, around, and as all that exists. Knowing this, I know that it speaks through me, expresses as me, unfolds around me. And as I know this for myself, I know this for everyone within the sound of my voice. And as we breathe together in this oneness, I know everything that unfolds in service today is right and perfect, that every word spoken, every song sung, every hug given, all is right and perfect. And as our lovely speaker, practitioner Johanne, gives her lesson today, I know that we all take this within to that secret place of the Most High. We allow it to brew there, to speak quietly to us there, and express through us and as us as we go through this service and out into our day. For this knowing, I am so grateful. I'm grateful for the Spirit that is always present. I'm grateful for the diversity of voices that speak this day. I'm thankful and grateful for this teaching, for the Center of Spiritual Living Reading, and for everyone present. And so I release my word into that universal law of love, that law which always says, yes, my beloved, yes. This law that I know as grace. And so I let it go and let it be, and so it is.
Centers Without Borders. That's Rob in Green Valley, California. So it's really good to have him here. Thank you for being here today and on this rainy spring morning. I heard that when March comes in as a lion, it leaves as a lamb. That didn't happen this March because the 1st of March was a lion, and it still is. So today's talk is titled Our Self Blossoms, and it's also Practitioner Sunday. So as a practitioner, I'm so honored to be delivering this message and to welcome all the practitioners that are part of this. It's a big deal for us. And I just also wanted to say, I don't know if everybody knows, we are a global community, meaning all over, right? And we have over 450 centers for spiritual living across the world. So when we speak of oneness, that's really important to think about and know that we are so centered in the philosophy of science of mind and our teachings. So as I talk about blossoming, I want to start with a story about blossoming that started in 1994. It's a little while ago. In 1991, I moved to Reading, and I lived right off Shasta View in Hartnell for a few years. And I had a small business at Four Corners, Hartnell and Churn Creek, called Treasure Island. It was a thrift shop. I don't know if anyone here went there. It was about a year. Every day, most every day, I went down Hartnell to go to work. My children went to Shasta Meadows, and I never saw the sign. Or maybe it just didn't register. You know, when you've got kids and things to do, you're tunnel vision. I never saw that sign. And in '94, when my marriage ended, I got a little house on Loma Street near Caldwell Park and moved in. And one evening, my children went to be with their father, and it was a really deep, dark evening for me. The house I had moved in had this horrible orange shag rug, but I could afford the place, so it was okay. It also came with this huge console television, you know, the old school ones that are bigger than your love seat at home. I think the past tenants couldn't lift it to move it, neither could I, so it stayed there. So I put a floral tapestry over it, made a plant stand out of it. I didn't know if it worked. I'm not into television too much. That wasn't part of my life. But one evening, a really rainy, dark evening, there I was on the shag rug. It was raining. It was raining out of me. It was raining everywhere. And I don't know what it was. Actually, I do, but I didn't then. But something told me to pull that tapestry over that big, huge television, plug it in, and big dial, turned it on, and it was dark, and so the light from that huge screen just lit my whole room, and there was Andrea Esposito, who was Andrea Golden, and she looked right at me, and she said, "If you change your thoughts, you can change your life." And I don't know if you can tell, I'm just so goosebumped right now. That was the beginning of my blossoming with Science of Mind and blossoming into my true self. And so the next Sunday I came here, sat in the way back. James was speaking. I knew I was at home. I knew this was the place that was going to be for me. And when the service was over, I got the welcome packet. So if you're new here, do get that welcome packet. It's pretty cool. I went home. I snuck out. I didn't want to talk to anyone. It was too new, too fresh. I was too vulnerable. So I brought that home. I devoured it, Science of Mind magazine, everything about Science of Mind. There was even a little cassette of Andrea Golden talking about Science of Mind. So the reason I share this, I had it all written down. I didn't have to look, did I? The reason that I want to share this is now I get to stand here. And I love your song, George. What a miracle. What a miracle. I never would have thought that over 30 years ago that I would find this purpose in my life. So here I stand blossoming. And I think each of you should have received a seed. If you did not, please raise your hand. Judy will bring you one. These seeds come from my garden, and does anybody recognize the plant? Okay. What is it?
My guess is like a purple or black lava.
It's close. And those of you online, if you don't have one of these, I mailed a few out to some people, so they're holding their seed, but let us know. We'll make sure you get one. No, it's not quite that. Anybody else want to guess? Okay, good. I wanted to trick everyone. I don't know why. Okay. So these seeds are from a tall bean vine that will grow over 15 feet tall called a scarlet runner. And the scarlet runner has the most beautiful red flowers you'll ever see. Long pods that give many of these. That's why I had enough for everybody. They're just beautiful. And so I wanted to use these for my talk today, and especially when it comes to thinking about our unique selves, who we are as these seeds. So I ask you to take a moment and look at your seed, inspect it. And if there's someone sitting next to you, look at their seed. We're not doing comparison, but they're different. So these, as much as they're different, they all came from the same plant. They might have come from the same pod. And one thing for sure is that they came from the same creator, right? And each one is so different, just as we are. And each one of these holds potential, a unique potential, just as we do. Our miracle, I'm going to use your miracle word. I didn't have it in my notes, but I like that. The miracle potential that we each hold. So with this bean, it could be for you to eat from it, the beans. Its potential or its purpose, its path that it's here on, could be for a hummingbird or even a bee or a deer needing breakfast, and he will eat the whole thing. It could be to make shade. This is how I use them in my garden. I have some trellises, and it makes shade because there's a lot of sun out there. We used to look for the sun when we're farming and gardening. Now I look a little bit for some shade, or I will lose my crop. So Earnest Holmes, our founder, writes this, that there is a divine person back of our personality, a unique manifestation of the living spirit. I feel like I have to hold this thing the whole time. It is never alike in any two people. There are no two blades of grass that are alike. No two things are identical. We all have a unique fingerprint. What is it, 8.3 billion people? No two thumbprints alike. And yet everything is rooted in one life, one presence, and one power. And he goes on to say this, we should not try to be alike, but rather develop who we really are. So when we think of our true selves blossoming, I think of this being and that. So I'm going to invite you to just take a quiet moment, hold this seed in the stillness, and maybe close your eyes for a moment. Those of you online can pretend you have this beautiful seed. And I ask you, can you feel the potential in the seed? Can you feel that energy, that God energy? There's a hidden wholeness, a wholeness that doesn't question, it doesn't try to be like the other, it just awaits the right conditions. And I ask you, can you feel your potential? Can you feel your wholeness? That you are whole and complete? Ernest reminds us to be yourself. There's no one, and there will never be anyone like you. So we allow the divine to express itself in you, with you, and ultimately as you. And this is our true self blossoming. So Deepak Chopra, in his book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, actually Christy will be doing that class very soon. It's a great class. He lists the 7th law as the law of Dharma. And I think many of us know, some of us know that Dharma is a Sanskrit word, and it means our life purpose of life. So just as this seed, we have taken manifestation in physical form to fulfill a purpose. Does that feel a little heavy? A little bit like a job? It shouldn't, because it already lies within us. He states that each of us is here to discover our true self, to find out on our own that our true self is spiritual. that essentially we are spiritual beings that have taken a manifestation in physical form to express our unique talents. Do you know your unique talents? If not, I encourage you to make a list of these unique talents. And you'll know that you're living your life purpose when you use these unique talents to gift to the world, just as Judy does with her piano, or George does with his music. We all have something. Okay, so think about when you lose track of time. If you're having a hard time thinking, well, what is my purpose? That I used to do this, but now I'm retired. Did I lose my purpose? My children grew. Did I lose my purpose? My potential? No. Think of those things that when you are engaged in it, you lose track of time. That is where you will find your purpose and your potential. When your soul is touched so deeply that you actually feel the breath of spirit, you know. Holmes tells us you don't need to give energy to the essence of your being. You simply have to let the law act in response to your vibration. So this is great in wonderful conditions, right? You get rain, you get sunshine. This seed will flourish in these perfect conditions. And so do we, sitting on the mountaintop looking at the ocean, or, we can flourish in these perfect conditions. But what about when the conditions aren't so perfect, when we have loss and our hearts are broken, things happening around us that are upsetting? It's a little more difficult. In our book this month, Eckhart Tolle, his book is called Stillness Speaks, if anyone here is reading it, on the very first chapter, the very first thing that he writes, when you lose touch with your inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself. And when you lose touch with yourself, you lose touch with the world. So when these conditions arise, that stillness is a really important part of being able to continue to be in potential, continue to thrive, continue to blossom as your true self. And then we have our spiritual practices that bring us to stillness. We have meditation and journaling and different practices. And they call them practices for good reason. Always practicing. So, these times in stillness, these are times to go deeper into our spiritual journey. And I want to talk a little bit about a gentleman named William Bridges. You may know, he's late William Bridges, has written a lot of books about getting through deep transformations, transitions, change, how difficult it can be. And it makes so much sense to me the way he looks at this 3-step process. So, in the beginning, you have 1, 2, 3. In the beginning is actually the end, which is different. So step 1 is the end of something. Step 3, phase. They're not steps. Phase 1, the end of something. Phase 3, the beginning of something. When something ends, something will begin. But the most important part is that middle, which is called, he calls it the neutral zone, which is the stillness. What do you do with that neutral zone between an ending and a beginning? And he uses the word the fallow, which those of you that garden or are familiar with farm and soil, fallow is the time that the farmers left their soil to rest so that the magic, the miracles can happen, the potential that's awaiting. So keep that in mind. That's been so helpful for me, is just being in the fallow. Fallow is spelt with an F in front of allow. I just thought I just wanted to throw that out there. I noticed that last night. It's where the farmers allow things to happen. Okay, so I just want to end with a story. I think storytelling is so important. My father was a storyteller, and one of my favorite storytellers is Dr. Rachel Naomi Riemann, and what a beautiful person. She's a professor, she's an author, she's a master storyteller, and she tells this story. I thought it was really appropriate. Her grandfather visits her every Sunday, most every Sunday. And she loves her grandfather. In fact, my favorite book of hers is called Grandfather's Wisdom. He's very wise. He was an Orthodox rabbi, and he would come and share stories with her. And she says something that it made me think of my father. She said that he never told her what the lesson was. Of course, every story has a lesson. He never told her that. What he did is he would create the conditions. And that's what we're talking about, those conditions. And then she would come to these ideas on her own. So here's the story I like to tell. One Sunday, he shows up, he's got a little cup, a little white cup, and it's filled with dirt. And he brings her this little white cup, and sometimes he brought gifts, sometimes he didn't. She just loved him so much. It didn't matter, obviously. But when he brought this cup, she looked at it and she said, I don't want it. She didn't want the cup. She lives in New York City, 6 floors high, is not allowed to touch dirt. She has medical stuff. Her parents are medical doctors. She had no context of what to do with dirt, and she pushed it away. And he said, no, and you take this cup, and he brought her to the windowsill and showed her how to put water in it. And he said, every day put a little water in this cup. You can probably see where I'm going with this as you hold your seed. Put a little water in this cup. And she thought, okay, well, I can do that. And she did. And she thought it was the dumbest gift he'd ever given her. Nothing happened. She'd put water in it, and he says, just watch, something may happen. The next Sunday he comes, she gives it back to him. I don't want this gift. I don't like it. Gives it right back. Keep putting water in it. Keep looking at it. Something will happen. So she continues to water it, and sure enough, one day, she sees 2 little green leaves. And she was so impressed. She couldn't wait for him to come, and she said, look what happened. And he acted as surprised as her, because that's the kind of grandfather he was. They both acted so surprised, and so she asked, what happened? What happened? How did this little plant come out? And in the end of the story, he says, because all of life needs your faith. Anyone can be a healer of the world. And she is. She really is. So I want to leave you with a question that she asks is, how can we each make a difference? And her answer to that is to know your full potential, especially during these times. Our potential cannot be wasted. So thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you. Now we pray. Judy, thank you. So I invite you to close your eyes, if you're comfortable. Lower your gaze, hold your seed, and know that there is one Creator. The Creator is pure consciousness, and that we ourselves individually are that. For as we have been created, we are also creating. So this morning, I invite you to find that thing that brings so much joy and happiness and love to your soul, for that is your true self. The qualities of spirit, or God, universal presence, divine presence, whatever you want to call. For it is always present. And for this, I am so grateful. And for this day, I am so grateful to be here on Hartnell Avenue, seeing the sign. Finally saw the sign. And I'm glad that you've seen it as well. And so with deep gratitude, I take my words and I release them into that big, beautiful, universal law that says yes. And with that gratitude, I release my words. And so it is. Thank you. So I believe the next thing on our schedule is, thank you. See, we're all so connected. George, Mr. Rogers, please. Thank you.
It's a blessing to be here. Thank you. Having lots of ADD things going on in my head, it's hard to keep to a schedule for me. And so I've decided to play one of my songs. It's called Borrowed Time. I wrote it quite a while back, but it's become ever more meaningful. For some reason, I don't know. Who can figure? And how we doing? And I'm going to call it work. You know this work don't ever end, just goes on and on, just the way it's always been, it's the way we get along. Can you tell me once again, try to tell me slow, when do I lay this burden down, please tell me if you know. Well, I'll tell you now and I'll tell you true, you find no time is free. Give to Caesar Caesar's due, but listen now to me. Borrowed time, borrowed time. This time we spend together now, I swear it's borrowed time. Borrowed time, borrowed time. This time we spend together now, I say it's borrowed time. It seems there is no way to win, there is no finish line. Foolish people thick as sin try to tell you how to spend your time. Look into your family's eyes before you turn to go. Your heart will tell you what is true and just what matters more. So I'll tell you now and I'll tell you true, you find no time is free. Give to Caesar Caesar's due, listen now to me. Borrowed time, borrowed time. This time we spend together now, I'll say it's borrowed time. Borrowed time, borrowed time. This time we spend together now, I'll say it's borrowed time. So call around the ones you love, hold them close to you. In time you'll count your blessings that you did what you could do. Or you'll curse the day that you walk away to leave them where they stand and threw away love's only day as time slips through your hands. Tell you now and I'll tell you true, you'll find no time is free. Give to Caesar Caesar's due, but listen now to me. Borrowed time, borrowed time. This time we spend together now, I say it's borrowed time. Borrowed time, borrowed time. This time we spend together now, I say it's borrowed time. If it wasn't for Judy, I'd have no idea what I was supposed to do. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, George. And thank you, Judy. And thank you, Johanne and Judy, and the people in the sound booth and the kitchen cookies, and Reverend Sue and Charlie, and all of you for all that you do every day and every week for to create this beautiful beacon of light that can shine on us and truly show our potential to bloom and blossom. Yeah. Okay, so now I'd like to invite the ushers, please, for the offertory. And to remind Johanne that April showers bring May flowers, so more blossoming. Okay. Okay, so please join me as we prepare to give my offering. My heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for my spiritual well-being. I'm filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I receive. I give thanks for the blessed donations received in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports this spiritual family in many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that this center has been blessed with today and always. And so it is.
Okay, so before we have our closing song, I'd like to just remind you that today is Friendship Sunday, and we have a lot of good food for us to share together. And here's the other things going on. Practitioners for Treatment will be here if you would like to share of yourself and have a treatment. And in the back, I will be back there. Some of us will be back there. I have a bucket of soil. It's not blessed by Grandfather Rabbi, but a beautiful bucket of soil and cups if you would like to take one home to put your seed in and watch it grow. If you decide not to put it straight into the earth, because it is delicious to a lot of life out there. So I recommend starting in the windowsill and thinking about all that potential. So, one more song, thank you.
Sure, thank you. It's a long way out and turning home. The rivers all are wide. The path that you have found will carry you to the other side. And the voice that echoes in your heart tells you you must try. So you turn your steps once more into the morning, to the morning where everything is new, the morning where the light will shine for you, the morning where you try once more to be true. You turn your steps once more into the morning. Your broken vessel overflows. Your heart tells you where you must go. You boasted of the strength you've shown as if it were your own. Give credit now where credit's due. You've never been alone when you opened up your heart into the morning, to the morning where everything is new, to the morning where the light will shine for you, the morning where you try once more to be true. Turn your steps once more into the morning. I'll say no more as life turns into light upon the way. My words cannot explain the truth nor clearly show the way, but loving is the teacher who comes to us each day as we begin to make our way into the morning, to the morning where everything is new, the morning where the light will shine for you, to the morning where you try once more to be true. Turn your steps once more into the morning, to the morning where everything is new, the morning where the light will shine for you, the morning where you try once more to be true. Turn your steps once more into the morning, Thank you.
Okay, Judy, our peace song, I believe, is what we do now, and I've missed it so much for so many years. So here we are.